Hello, dear students and viewers. This is Professor Dr. Zia Ahmed once again, live on YouTube. And today our topic is Walcott's drama, Monkey, Dream on a Monkey Mountain. And first few pages of the text as an introductory lesson would be discussed with the students of Masters in English. Well, this is the second lecture on this drama. In the first lecture, I may remind my viewers that lots of things have been talked about, like the summary plot, the characters, the themes, and its post-colonial aspect. All these things have been talked about. So therefore, the viewers and the students should keep these things in mind before they attend this lecture. It is going to be a lecture on the text, and therefore they need to keep everything of the last lecture in their minds, because the attention to that lecture can make it more a successful lecture. So let's have a start first of all and see that the text, which is green in color, I have marked it in order to make a start. And the text is very simple, very easy to read. Like it says that, Muma, Muma, your son in the jail already. The word is already actually. Your son is in the jail already. Take a towel and bend your belly. So that is the start of the drama. That's the very first dialogue which is spoken. And if you look at the page below, you will be able to see that this is the dialogue repeated again with the word of the chorus. So the student needs to understand what is chorus first of all before we go further. In most of the Greek dramas, the chorus was used, and this chorus is most of the time a group of singers who would come and introduce the drama or introduce the scene, or mostly the dramatists used this chorus saying in order to cover up the gap. The best example is to refer to Dr. Faustus, written by Christopher Marlowe. There the chorus comes again and again and fills the gap sometime, explains certain things to the audience sometime, and sometime it goes to introduce certain start of the scene or act and the end of the scene or act. The drama opens, Dr. Faustus' drama opens with the chorus, and then it closes with the chorus as well. So this is the type of role of chorus. Here also the similar type of role is being played, but in the post-colonial context. So the word Muma, Muma are indicative of some respectable person, like it could be mom, it could be mother, it could be mama. Muma is the very word used, most of the Africans use for their moms, as if you want to refer to, you can look for the novel Why the Caged Bird Sings by Angela, Maya Angelou, well, not Angela, but by Maya Angelou. That novel also does have this word for the mother, Muma. But we are more concerned with the below lines, which say, your son is in the jail already, your son is in the jail already, take a towel and bend your belly. The information being given by the chorus is that one person who is the son of the motherland, he is already in the jail and he needs to be taken care, and therefore the mom is left alone outside of the jail and she should be ready for other activities. The chorus continues by saying, I passed by the police station, nobody to sign the bail bond, that the son of the Muma cannot come outside because there is no bail, and that is why the person is still inside the jail. So this is the start of whole thing, which goes to say that the hero of, or the protagonist of the drama, he's in the jail. And that also goes to show that the scene, the very first scene of the drama will be enacted inside the jail. And from the jail, you can understand it's going to be prison house where the freedom fighters, where the criminals, where the other people who do not obey the law, these people are kept. And in case of any country which is post-colonial and is being ruled by the colonial master, these things keep on happening, that if someone is there to seek for the freedom, that person is definitely put into the jail. And that's the same situation which has happened here in the jail. And so let's proceed and see what happens when the protagonist is in the jail, and this whole chorus keeps on speaking this thing. So we shall be now on this page talking about this thing. Let me show the text to you people in full so that you can have a full view of the text, and you can make pictures of the text as well if you don't have the textbook. One character is introduced, and that is Corporal. Lestrade Corporal, the full name is there. Read the green text. It says, now before I bring a specific charge against you, I will require certain particulars. Tigri, Suris, and Corporal again speak, you are required by law to supply me with certain data, for no man is guilty except so proven, and I must warn you that anything you say may be held against you. So this is the process of law being reported, that if someone is in the jail, somebody has committed the crime, and that crime is to be investigated. So Corporal is that person who would investigate the crime, and that is why he needs to ask certain things from the man in the prison, some of the particular information, say his name, say his ID card, other things to ask him, because he says that till this moment he's not a criminal until and unless the law establishes some crime against him, and that is why he's being declared in the sense that he should give some information. So the people who are present inside the jail room are the man who is in the jail and Corporal, that is the man of the government, that is the representative of the British government, that is the representative of the colonial master. Tigri and Suris are two other characters who are also present in the jail. It's not shown to us that whether they are also criminals or they are the company of Corporal or they are simply the characters there. But these four characters are available right now on the scene, where Corporal is asking for the information regarding the man who has been put in the jail, the man who has been introduced by the chorus. Let's see what is the reply of the man when he is given and asked this type of question. So these people discuss many things with each other, because Lestrade is asking, Corporal is asking certain information, and the man is not giving any information at all. That man is silent at all. He's not speaking at all. He's not talking to these people. He's not giving any information. At the maximum, he says that he has forgotten everything. So let's see what is here. It says, Corporal, animals, beasts, savages, cannibals, niggers, stop turning this place to a stinking zoo. Jail is being supervised by Corporal and says to these black people who are inside the jail that you people are like animals or beasts or savages, or you people are cannibals, or you people are the niggers, I mean the African black people. You should not into this place in this great number, because when you come here, you turn this place not a place of the jail of human being, but a type of zoo, and that zoo also which is stinking, which is giving bad odor or bad smell also. So in that way, these lines go to show that Corporal, who represents the colonial master, is thinking himself to be not the part of the people to whom he belongs, but rather he thinks that he is the part of the people who are ruling over the country. So in that way, he considers himself separate, and all those words which he uses, all those terms which he uses, automatically degrade the human beings of Africa as the savages, as the beasts, as the animals, as the cannibals, or at the maximum, the derogatory term is nigger, and that nigger term is assigned to such people, the black people, African people, who are making some type of troubles, and Corporal says that it will be a big trouble for him to handle all these things. So these are the lines which make it post-colonial, because one of these people, on the instigation of the white man or the ruling culture or the colonizer, is naming and branding his own people as the niggers. So he's also one of the niggers, but he is at this moment associating himself with the white master, and that is why he is here being called as Corporal also. He is the same person who should be called a Babu in India, and the same person in Africa also called as the comprador or a kind of company of the white master. Suris replies to him, Zoo, just because you capture some mountain gorillas? He puts him question that you are calling this place to be zoo because you have brought certain mountain gorillas? This is a question. It means that he's not brought mountain gorillas, he's brought certain human being. Why then he's saying that it's a zoo? So this is a question of the resistance, why such names are being given to them. When they are human being, why such beastly, animal-like, cannibal-like, or nigger names are given to them? Corporal says, in the beginning was the ape, and the ape had no name, as God called him man. Corporal goes to and refers to the human history by saying that there was a time when the same man, the black man, was first of all an ape or a monkey. With the passage of time, he became the black man. And at that time, when he was ape, he didn't have any name at all. God told us that this is the name of the man, not that of the monkey. And he continues, now there were various tribes of the ape. It had gorilla, baboon, orang-utan, chimpanzee, the blue-arsed monkey, and the marmoset. And God looked at his handiwork and saw that it was good. For some of the apes had straightened their backbone and start walking upright. But there was one tribe, unfortunately, that lingered behind, and that was the nigger. Now, these lines are again very derogatory because this man, Lestrade, Corporal Lestrade, is referring to the scientific history of the development of human being by saying that, first of all were the baboons or gorillas or different type of chimpanzees and different type of monkeys. With the passage of time, one of the chimpanzee was able to stand up, and that type of monkey started to call himself man. And this type of monkey was really a monkey, but he was a black monkey, and later on he was called a nigger. He didn't have a name. So in that way, identity issue is being created here, that once you don't have a name, you are just a type. And that type also is a nigger type. That's a hateful term, derogatory term. And in that way, the colonized person is being declared to be a nameless creature, and the name will be given by those who are not the niggers, who are not the people, who are from outside. They are giving him the name like that. This naming, this branding is again going to be post-colonial. This is the view of the colonial master, and Corporal is representing himself as the member of the colonial master, though not knowing at this moment that he is also one of them. Happen, the bottle could go round. Sorry. Now, if you will behave like gentlemen, who knows what could happen? The bottle could go round, but first it behoves me, Corporal Lestrade, to perform my duty according to the rules of Her Majesty's government. So don't interrupt. Please let me examine the line of Judah. Goes towards macaque. What is your name? So this is the last moment. He says that he's going to have certain drink, and without any disturbance, he tells other people to let him put certain questions to that person who is in the jail, and he wants to ask him certain questions. Now, that person is a man, and his name, he calls him as the macaque, as you saw in the text. For example, let me show you text once again. In that text, you see the last words. He says that, what is your name? And he goes to, the writer has added, it goes towards macaque. So that is the name possibly that person is expecting to have. Macaque is the name. Now, students, before we go further, we must know that macaque is a type of monkey. It's not a human being. So macaque is an English name for a monkey, and here a human being is being called as macaque. So it means that that human being is being termed as an animal. He is not going to be a human being. So the people who are mostly colonized, they are the people considered by the colonizer that they are so inferior to him that the difference between him and the local people can be that of being animal and that of the human being only. This is the drama that goes to suggest that. Therefore, this is definitely a post-colonial text because it goes to offer resistance to the discourses developed by the colonial master through his intervention. So this is what the writer was intending, and let us see further what he tries to say about this post-colonial text. Let's go down and see what is that macaque doing there, and what's the question put to him. When a lot of questions are put to macaque by Corporal Lestrade, macaque replies only one thing: let me go home, my corporal. He says that I want to go home, I don't want to stay here. Any crime and any type of acts against him, he wants to go home. And the word he uses, my corporal. By the word my corporal means that macaque is thinking that Corporal is one of them. He is his people. But of course, Corporal at this moment is not ready to accept that. So in this way, this type of conflict goes on happening, that the people who are living in one specific country, they keep on thinking the person who resembles them, the person who's like them, to be their own person. But with the passage of time, they definitely have to think that the person is not their own people. That person goes to behave like the white master, and he is out of them as well. So in this way, the game of being other and the game of being included among the us continues to that. And that conflict keeps on going, and that is what is going on in this drama as well. Let's go further and see these lines. Where is your home? Africa? The question is put by macaque, to macaque by Corporal. The question is, where is your home? Is Africa your home? Macaque says, Sorman Mak. He says that my home is definitely Africa. In that way, the dramatist is giving the impression that if somebody is macaque, if somebody is like animal, that person, whatever is termed, but the home, he says, is Africa. This is the love of the writer for his country, for his area, that whatever he's named, whatever he's told, nigger or otherwise, the home is Africa. So Africa is definitely the home of the certain people. And then Corporal says, English, English, for we are observing the principles and precepts of Roman law, and Roman law is English law. Let me repeat the query, where is your home? So in that way, the law with which these people are being ruled is being told here by the writer that it was the Roman law. So it was definitely not the African law. And that is why the writer is giving an impression that they had a land, they had a place, they had a home to live, Africa. But the law which was put on them to be ruled by, that was the law which was the Roman law or the English law. And that is again going to be one of the precepts of the postcolonial theory, that the people who do not belong to that area, they will rule them not with their law, but the law from outside. And again, he puts the question, what is your home to macaque? And macaque says that I live on Monkey Mountain. Corporal, he says, Corporal, my home is the Monkey Mountain. So let's go down and see further. In the same text, we have certain other issues to deal with, that this is the introduction of the text. And in that way, we have found that a dialogue is going on between 3-4 people, that is Suris, that is Tigris, that is Corporal, that is Macaque. They are holding a dialogue with each other, and everybody is thinking that Macaque has done some crime, and that's why he's in the jail. Corporal says to Macaque to go on his knees. I mean, the posture that is adapted in order to show one's inferiority, or the posture which we show while we are praying to God. And in Africa, when somebody is to pray to God, whatever the God may be, kneeling is a must. And that is why kneeling is demanded by the Corporal, and Macaque drops to his knees, Suris shrieks with delight, and then recollects his dignity. So that is the posture that Macaque is required to do on the insistence of Corporal. And Corporal continues to say, I kneel down, monkey kneel down too. I don't know what to say this monkey won't do. I praying, monkey praying too. I don't know what the hell this monkey won't do. So in that way, Macaque is clearly being told that he's not a human being. He's a monkey. And he says that this monkey Macaque is such a type of person that he's got no individuality, that he's got no thinking, no mind at all. Because Corporal says that when he goes to kneel down, this monkey also kneels down. When he goes to pray, the monkey also prays. Whatever he does, monkey just imitates him. So all these gestures of the speech of Corporal go to show that monkey-like movements are being made by that person who's in the jail, that's Macaque. It means that he's not a human being. He doesn't have that type of thinking and mind and psychology and behavior because of which he should be taught to be a man. He is simply told to be a macaque or a monkey. So in that way, the stress is more and more on being monkey rather than being on a human being. Chorus enters once again and says, everything I say this monkey does do, I don't know what to say this monkey won't do. I sit down, monkey sit down too, I don't know what to say this monkey won't do. So this is the repetition spoken by the chorus once again to make us realize that this thing is going on. It's going on very speedily and very rapidly as well. Let's proceed further, students, and see what is going on when these people are kneeling down, and Macaque is also kneeling down, Corporal is also kneeling down. All these people are very much upset because Macaque is not giving them any information. He's not talking to them in any way, and that's why they're upset as well. Now, what they do, they hold a court inside the jail. One of them becomes a judge, another become the lawyers, and they listen and put this Macaque to trial. For example, the charge is being told in this passage, the green lines, a dream which he claims to have experienced, a wild, ambitious, and obscene dream. The charge against Macaque is that he saw a dream, and according to that dream, he acted. And as a result, that dream has conveyed him to jail. And that is to be explained later on. What was that dream? Whole the drama will be explaining this dream. Whole the drama will be in the dream. Only at the end of the drama, the dream will break, and as a result, everybody will be outside of the jail and on the Monkey Mountain. So we are being referred to by the writer that we should be ready now to see that some dream was dreamt by Macaque, and later on he acted according to his dream, and now he is inside the jail. Elaborating on the aforesaid dream with wild words and with a variety of sexual obscenities, both in language and posture, further the prisoner, in defiance of her majesty's government, urged the aforementioned villagers to join him in sedition and defilement of the flag. And when all this was rightly received with severe laughter and pious word, the judges mime speak no evil, their hands to their mouths. The prisoner, in desperation and shame, began to willfully damage the premises of the proprietor Felician Alexander, urging the destruction of the church and the state, claiming that he was the direct descendant of African king, a healer of leprosy, and savior of his race. Pause comes, silence comes. Let's stop for a moment here and see how the charge is being explained. The charge is being explained by saying that this man is actually the type of, we can say, a man who has dreamt at night, and in his dream he has seen some creature, and that creature has told him that he's not a common human being, he's not a laborer and poor man. That creature has told him that he is the person who belongs to the tribe of lions, and the lions used to be the kings of Africa, so he is the king, and therefore he should come outside and tell the people that he's king, he's a special bestowed person, and these things he is telling to the people as well. And as a result of that dream, that man comes outside, tells the villagers that he is an important person. He's the king of Africa. He's one of the lions tribe, and therefore people follow him. And as a result, the government thinks that this person has done something very wrong. And as a result, government is very angry because he takes the people with him and he is grouping. And it is said that he will be acting against the government of His Majesty in Africa. That is definitely colonial master's government. And that is why he's been arrested and put into the jail as well. Let us see what further crime is being explained to us. The writer continues by saying, you claimed that with the camera of your eye, you had taken a photograph of God, and all that you could see was blackness. He says that according to Macaque, in the dream, he saw some type of God. And he cannot describe because it was just a picture he saw. After that, blackness, my lord, why did the prisoner imply that God was neither white nor black, but nothing? That God was not white but black, that he had lost his faith, or what word? So people are confused by thinking how the God could be black. According to them, the God should have been a white God, because most of the time the white is preferred. And same thing is being told to the African, that your God should not be black God. A black cannot be a God. Only a God can be white. So again, the difference between the conflict between white and black is being highlighted. And again, Macaque speaks up and says, I'm an old man, send me home, Corporal. I suffer from madness. I does see things, spirits does talk to me. All I have is my dreams, and they don't trouble your soul. So Macaque is saying that he's not done any crime. If he watches a dream, watching dream is not a bad thing. He says that he is having the weakness of being an old man, and as a result, he can watch spirits also. He can have certain dreams like that, so there's no problem like that. Tigri says, I can imagine your dream masturbating in moonlight. So Tigri rather criticizes him with a satirical comment that your dream can be like that. Dreaming of the women because you're damn ugly, you should walk on all fours. He says that if you dream about the beautiful women in your dreams, it means that you are a very ugly type of person and you should be an animal. Instead of walking on 2 foot, you would walk on the 4 feet. Macaque says, sir, I does catch fits. I fall in frenzy every full moon night. I does be possessed. And after that, sir, I'm not responsible. I responsible only to God, who once speak to me in the form of a woman in Monkey Mountain. I am God's warrior. So again and again, Macaque is stressing that his God came to his dream in the shape of a woman, a white woman. And that God has been talking to him that he's a special person. He's a warrior. He's a lion. He's the king of Africa. He's not a common, normal person. So that is why he should be listened. And by dreaming so, he has not committed any type of crime. And that is why he should be allowed to go home. Now, these dreams are the dreams of every post-colonial or colonized man, that he wishes. These are his wishes to get free or freedom or independence from the colonial master. And that is why these dreams come to him. And sometimes he tries to put these dreams into practice, and as a result, he's caught and arrested and put into jail as well. Macaque has done the same thing, and as a result, this is the representation of all those colonized minds who in their dreams wish to get independence but cannot because of the circumstances. And as a result, this is the type of situation which makes this play post-colonial. And I think my students may be watching and seeing that the text is written also in the post-colonial style. The English language which has been used is not the English language used by the white man. There are the problems. The wrong English is being used because it is the English the way the African people use. For example, in this paragraph, which is visible on the screen, sirs, I does catch fits. So that is the type of English. Again, with changing certain patterns of English grammar and English style of construction of sentences. This is being done by the writer in order to show that this is the type of language, not the language of the English people, but the language of the African people, which they are using in order to convey their point of view. This thing also makes the play as the postcolonial play. So this is the situation that the trial is going on. Macaque is referring again and again towards his dream that he's done nothing. It is only the dream. And the police says, no, you have done something wrong. You have been challenging the people, you have been grouping, and you have been raising the people against the master. So that is why you will be tried. You will be put to jail as well. So these are some of the points that we should understand before we go further. Macaque explains once again by saying, and this would be the last point that we are discussing here. Sir, I am 60 years old. I have lived all my life like a wild beast in hiding, without child, without wife. People forget me like the mist on Monkey Mountain. It's 30 years now I have looked in no mirror, not a pool of cold water. When I must drink, I stir my hands first to break up my image. I will tell you my dream, sirs. Make a white mist in the mind. Make the mist hang like a cloud from the dress of a woman on prickles and branches. Make it rise from the earth like the breath of the dead on resurrection morning. I walking through it on my way to my charcoal pit on the mountain. Make the web of the spider heavy with diamonds. And when my hand brush it, let the chain break. I remember in my mind the seagull sighing wood before the woodcutter, the drum of the bullfrog, the blackbird flute, and this old man walking ugly as sin and confusion of vapor, till I feel I was God's self, walking through the cloud, in the heaven on my mind. Then I hear this song, not the blackbird flute, not the bullfrog drum, not the whistling of parrots. As I brush through the branches, shaking the dew, a man swimming through the smoke, and the bandage of fog unpeeling my eyes. As I reach to the spot, I see this woman singing, and my feet grow root. I could move more. A million silver needles prick in my blood, like a rain of small fishes. The snakes in my hair speak to one another. The smoke mouth open, and I behold this woman, the loveliest thing I see on the earth, like the moon walking along her own road. So that's the whole story which Macaque is explaining about his dream, and the writer is also getting a lot of things about the dream which Macaque has seen. For example, the introduction to Macaque is a very poor introduction. For example, he says that he's 60-year-old, and since his childhood, he's not been able to decorate himself, see his face in the mirror, and at all, if he saw his face in the water, he would splash the water before seeing his image in the water in order to drink water or to carry water in his hands. He says that he's been living a lonely life and on the Monkey Mountain, and he doesn't have a wife, has no children at all. In that way, he's all alone. But something happened to him that one day he was sleeping and he was experiencing that everywhere mist is there, everywhere clothes are hanging, the white clothes are hanging. Among these white clothes and mist, when he was walking, it saw that something is there in his charcoal pit, and that something was, according to him, the white woman, the woman wearing the white cloth. And that woman, he says, he cannot touch at all. It was the kind of mist only, it was the kind of cloth only. He says he was an old person and he got confused very much. In his confusion, he came close to her, tried to come close to the singing of the song of that white woman. And he says and resembles this white song with the flute of the blackbird, the drum of the bullfrog, or other things like that. He says he's been listening. And ultimately, he says that he came close and saw that this was a woman. It was a guard which came in the shape of a woman. This woman was a white woman. He says only this much is the thing which he saw, and nothing else he has seen. And that woman told to him that he has got something that is special about him. He's special. He's a hero. He's a king. He's a lion, and he's the person who should drive the tribe, who should lead the tribe, rather than he should let the people lead the tribe. So in that way, the dream is being explained by Macaque here, and that dream definitely is the dream which one cannot understand. It is just the wish of Macaque that he needs to do that. Macaque is a very poor person, that much poor person that he is unable to, even neat and clean himself. He's told to be an ugly man. He's living alone, he doesn't have a home like that. And he is so much poor that he sells the coal and then earns some money. And that person has got some dream, and that dream is the wish of Macaque, or like any colonized person, that he needs the independence and freedom. And that's what the wish of the writer is there, that we should understand in these terms, that Macaque is one of the representatives of that resisting people, who would come forward in order to feel that their country is colonized, and they must come forward in order to change the situation of their country by thinking good about themselves, instead of thinking about the way, as the introduction of the drama has been made, that they should be thinking about themselves as the people who are animals, who are niggers, who are just nothing, just cannibals, just animal-like people. They should start thinking that their God is asking them, their people are asking them that they should come forward. That type of dream has been happening. So Dream on Monkey Mountain is such a dream play that where the wishes of the colonized person has been given voice in a very powerful way. So Macaque, being the leader, the very much native of those people, he comes forward to give his voice, and that very time when he gives the voice, he's put to the jail by his own people. So this much is for today. We shall be continuing to introduce to the text to the students and to my viewers more and more. So with this whole thing, I think some of the students and viewers might have understood something which I have tried to make them understand. It's introduction, it's a difficult introduction, but still I made my best effort as I could. However, I invite the questions on the same YouTube, my channel. If you people put the question in the comments, I'll be explaining these comments and these questions again sometime in the video or in the written form. So hoping that at least some of the thing has been done. We shall continue in the next week also from the same pages with these things in our mind. What's going on in the jail scene? Macaque is there, is put in trial, and the things being discussed by the writer as the postcolonial writer. So that's it from me for this day. Hopefully seeing you next time. Well, by the way, if my viewers like this video and understand something, please hit the subscribe button as well. Thank you very much, all of you who have watched me. Thank you so much.